So, again, like I said, Kelly told me she don't believe in marriage, but okay. And divorcing her husband. And I said, okay. Right? I don't either. But that don't mean, right? You're in the right mind, I know. Because Jesus had to divorce his wife when they caught her with another man. But see, you're not putting it in a real story. You're treating it like it's some kind of made up fairy tale. I know you are. But see, in real Jewish society, if a woman's caught in adultery, which, don't really happen a lot, that you're made a public spectacle to your husband either. But okay, where was Jesus? At the temple. So they brought this woman to him. Who's she to him? His wife? I keep asking you that question. Why do you bring some other man's wife to some man who don't know her? And then ask him to decide about Moses' law? To stone her because she was committing an adultery or not. No. But she's not Jesus' wife, huh? You crazy Christians. You false prophets. You dumbasses. You Balaam worshippers. Balaam worshippers. Put it right. Put it right. The Lord had a wife. Oh no. She cheated on him, was caught, brought to him, but just her. Just her. See, something also about the law of Moses says you gotta bring them both, right? So they would have to also go back and get the man. That's what their conscience was seared. Not because of her, because of who she was with. Maybe he was a popular guy or something. I don't know. I don't know. But since the man wasn't brought to them or with her, Jesus chose to show her mercy, right? And not sacrifice, not stone her, right? As Moses' law said, right? He was supposed to do. And he wasn't to pity her, he was to take up the first stone to stone her himself, right? That's what he meant when he said that to her. To them, the crowd. Well, then let you that is without sin cast the first stone. Because how the hell you know my wife is with another man? And you're bringing her to here to me to stone her. But where's the man? You can stone them both, but not one or the other. See, that's the point about Moses' law and how Jesus found mercy in it, right? Despite the fact that the only reason you can bring a woman to Jesus is that's his wife, right? Now, you can argue with it all you want. But there's three ways they spell the word woman there. One is tied to Mary and Joseph. Dumbass, right? One is tied to the natural word for woman, right? In the Greek and Hebrew, right? Greek, right? Which is a little different. Right? See, in the Hebrew Greek, they spell the words a little different. If you study into the language, it's a different kind of Greek. Even with the word mastos, which is only mastos in the Greek, right? They spell it differently in the Hebrew Greek, right? That's why in Luke it's spelled Mastoi. But in Revelations it's spelled Mastois, right? All John did was leave the I, not replace it with the U, and then did the S. If you know the Hebrew in the Old Testament and how he wrote it in the Greek, or they translated it into the Greek, right? They also spelled it differently. I think they even did it Mastou, right? With no I, no. Or Masto sometimes. I don't know what they're going for there, but Mastuus, right? Which is, I guess, how you would say it, or Tous, right? Depending on the vowel points there, right? And again, right? Mastou, right? Yes, yes. There's different ways they spelled it as well. And that's from the Septuagint itself, right? But that's silly that. See, the word is spelled a certain way for a reason. I know it is. They also changed shad in Isaiah 60:16 to riches of kings, right? Whereas it says breast in kings in Isaiah, right? In King James. In the Septuagint, it says riches of kings, right? Which is a lie. Which is a lie. Which is a seal. Which is a seal. The smart ass Septuagint writers changed it from female breast, which is mastoi again, or mastuous again, Mastous, which is one of the ways they would spell it. Like I said, but when people lie to you, right, that's a lie. That's a lie. And that's why they call the Jewish people liars, right? They know they did that there. Now, what I'm trying to do is say, okay, you lied about it, repent. I forgive you. Let it go. You're lying. They're lying. They're right. You're silly then, which Isaiah did not give you permission to do. He warned you about doing it. He calls that lip service, right? You're honoring him with your mouth, but your heart is far from him, right? You're teaching for doctrine the commandment of men, like Jesus said. Or you're changing a word here or there and thinking it don't matter when it matters, right? The difference between riches of kings and the female-breasted kings is there are fewer female-breasted kings than there are riches of kings, right? All kings are rich because they either got it through battle, were giving the stuff, right? Like Solomon, for example, right? After their father had his reign, right? Solomon inherited the means to build the temple, though David wanted to do it himself. But because of the blood on his hands, right? Including Uriah's situation with Bathsheba, right? Now, why can I tell you the true Game of Thrones is about that? Adultery with Uriah's wife. Now, what David had to make sure of, though, is the child wasn't Uriah's. Well, the only way he could do that is to test to make sure your wife isn't adulterous with you. Which just involves dust from the tabernacle, which they still had a tabernacle before the temple, right? So they would set it up, right, and do their worship services, right, until they built the temple at Damascus, right? Now, we don't even know what happened to all that, right? Though it's rumored to have been taken to Babylon, right? Well, then it's lost in Babylon, right? Right. You know what I mean, right? Now, Babylon also, though, in a way, has to be restored, though, right? The city itself, right? Though I thought they keep saying it's going to never be restored, right? See, you're contradicting yourself, right? If it has to come back, John, right, it's been destroyed multiple times. What are you doing? And it's not supposed to be re-inhabited, right? According to the prophets as well. No, that's right. So you're creating what's called an oxymoron in your own religion. In other words, you're prophesying Babylon the Great is fallen, but it failed. It's done fallen, right? It's not in actual existence anymore, right? The city itself, right? The city that Alexander the Great himself conquered, right? And then Darius and then the other kings, right? Well, that's the real history there. You can't change that, right? Now, Saddam Hussein built something around it, right? Right. But it's still an empty city, you know, right? With no inhabitants, right? Right, this place desolate and uninhabitable, I know, right? See? But you're also wanting to inhabit it. You're also wanting to repopulate it. You're also... That's why, again, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? See, when you're not hearing the whole word of God, you're lying about it, right? And when Isaiah used shad there, SHD, or SSD, sasad, right? However you say it. We don't know if it's a double S or an SH anymore. Either. But we're trying to figure it out. We're not mad at you. We know you let your bad rabbi lie to us. And you're lying with them now. But I'm not anti-Semitic towards you because you're lying to me. And I'm being smarter than you and figuring out what you're playing dumb about. Or too smart to understand, right? And silly, right? That's what you're doing with it too, right? You're either playing too smart and silly it, right? Which means you won't know what the hell it means, right? And I understand what you're saying. I'm not asking you anymore. I'm telling you I know what it means. You're lying out your butt and go to hell. That's why you're going to hell. I'm not sending you there. Satan is by you following him in hell. Hell is the grave. It don't matter if you're there and live 120 years like Moses said, you're going to hell, right? Now, the mercy of God means, okay, you still got a shot at paradise, right? Or torment, right? Like the rich man and Lazarus, right? You got all that. We all do. Now, your spirit, okay, inhabits your body, and this is in your heart. It starts with the heart, right? The soul is the spirit pumping through your blood. Right? That's your soul. Your mind is the little lights that flash in your head, right? That give you the ability to use your strength, your hands, your mouth, and your eyes, and your nose, and your lips. And your tongue. But see, if you don't want me, fine, I'll find someone else. Leave me alone. If you do want me, fine, come back, and I'll be with you. What more can a person say to you, idiot? But if you didn't love me, you don't love me still. Leave me alone. Don't mean I didn't love you either. You're the one that's confused about me being one of the two witnesses that having sex with you. Like Elijah didn't either, no. The thing is, why does he go to a widow woman who doesn't have a husband in all of the land around about him? Is he a widower too? What can we divine from the scriptures if Elijah doesn't have a wife, right? But Rachel died in childbirth, right? Right. Uh-huh. Right. And he goes to a widow woman and helps raise her son to life, right? Right? Now, for a father or for a man to lose his son to life in childbirth is a very rough thing, right? Right. But that's what we're talking about here without knowing the whole life of Elijah. But what makes sense with what we do now? Can you figure that out? Yes. Who was he sent to? A widow woman. Why? Because he was a widower himself. How was he able to raise her son from the dead when he died, right? And how was he able to do the miracle he did for them and to at least feed them during the famine, right? And again, many widowers too were many women, many men, and yet he only went to her too, right? And when her son died, right, he was raised from the dead. Damn. Why is that? And then he was told to get Elijah and all that. It's just things that happened in Elijah's in life, right? He also outrun a chariot, horses and chariots, right? But how can he do that? Because, again, being that he's on foot and the horses are drawing the chariot, which is faster? The man. The horses has the weight of the chariot slowing them down, dumbass, right? That's how he could outrun the chariots, right? But now in common sense, they didn't know that. They just thought that was amazing. Right? But I'm not the one not using my head. Exactly. No, you're not. No, you're not. You don't even want to see the Bible logically. As to why David's own child might have died, where there's only one test you can do that would kill an infant if you do it, right? For 7 days, right? Drinking the damn dust of the temple, right? With water. What do you think it's going to do? The dust of the temple is going to pass through the mother's body and also go into the child. It's going to cut up the child's stomach because it's not used to digesting grains of dirt, right? Which is all dust is, right? So you killed the child by its intestines having to digest milk with grains of dirt in it, right? The child died from maternal bleeding, and that's why it died. That's what it does. It didn't stand a chance either. It didn't matter if it was David's or Uriah's LA, right? But the test would have killed the child if he did it for 7 days, right? Now, the thing is, though, I guess he sees the child as following Uriah into death, right? And that it was his son, not his son, right? Religiously speaking. Right? Right. Do you see what I mean there? Right. Mm-hmm. Now, like I told you, I'm not saying I didn't lose time with Sheena a little bit, too, or the other girl, right? Well, maybe I'm doing a menage a trois, I don't even know it, right? With both girls, right? But, see, what I would tell the redhead and what I would tell Sheena is two different things, right? And I'm just trying to meet them both. But I would tell her, I'm not sure if it's you, if we have sex or not, right? Because I had the weird dream about the redhead, and I would still want to meet Sheena, but if you have sex with me, you know I'm going to still try to talk to her too, because I'm not sure if you're the one or not. Either. But I'm not trying to fuck them both. Okay, I'm only trying to figure out which one I should really be with, because I am still monogamous at the time, right? That's the thing too, right? But if we're talking about the dream, which I'm thinking about the dream, right? But I don't know why we wouldn't talk about it, right? Either. Because see, that happened with Davis anyway, right? But now, the thing is, I would also tell her about the dream. I'm not sure what it means. I'm also not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing to be with you or not, right? And again, I'm also not sure I shouldn't try to get to know the other girl either. But if she's fucking me, why would she fuck me? She's trying to keep you with her, right? But I told her, though, I still gotta talk to the other girl and see what's going on with her, too, because again, whatever I'm talking to her about, I don't remember that conversation, so I have to make it up and guess. Which is what I'm doing now, right? If I'm blacking out, who's blacking me out? Mary Bell, Rose, Maria, right? Mm-hmm. The husbands, the boyfriends, right? And when again, I am trying to find a single woman. I again am trying to find someone who's not married. I again am trying to find a girlfriend. I again am willing to have sex with anyone. And I've done so before. And I again, like Jesus, forgive you the adulteries you're committing against me. And you again, like Jesus, are forgiving the adulteries committed against you. Right. Even if I'm adulterous myself with the woman as well. No. So you've been lied to about all that. They've changed their own interpretation. Which the Gnostics are talking about him kissing her, right? So we know that's a taboo in Jewish customs, right? That's a Gentile custom. Okay. To kiss someone who's not your wife because you're going to have sex with him. See, in Gentile customs, you can kiss your wife before you get married to her and even have sex with her, I guess, right? But not in Jewish customs. No, wait a minute. Moses didn't say that. I know. The church is misinterpreting that. So you're not reading the whole Bible because it contradicts your doctrine. That means you're lying about it like they did with Jesus' day. I know. See, when you're lying about something, you're adding to the commandment of God the commandment of Him. Right, like they did with the Sabbath day, right? Or the honoring the father and mother, right? They're putting them in, well, today we would call a nursing home, even back then, right? And giving them money to take care of their parents as they get older because they don't want them anymore. Right. It's basically a first century nursing home, right? I know. Where you're paying to take care of someone else to take care of your parents instead of taking care of them yourself, like you're supposed to, right? Oh, I wish I could show you that. Oh, I can. That's right. The ladies just shaking their booties and with the hands on their. Oh! I forgot that's different. They're clothed there still. You can see women in bikinis on TV. That's not a crime. That's not. Unless they're naked, they're not naked. I'm just showing I'm watching it. This is called Triple Play. I don't know. Now, some of the dudes on there I'm bigger than. Even the guy who's on tonight. And he's taller, I think. This is from 6/5/21. Oh, this is Crave, I'm sorry. But that was Triple Play. They're having a badass marathon. Today. Because it's only midnight. And again, I've been laid down when I got home from my appointment. I came home and laid down. And then after I got home, I had left my wallet at my cousin's, so I had to go back and get it. And again, I laid down when I got home there till almost 8. From like a little bit around 6 to 8, right? And again, been up about 4 hours again. But like I said, only thing I did was the QB for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe. I don't know. I'm doing it slow, like I said, right? And when I hurt, I stop, like I said, right? What do you think that means, though? Why does someone not be able to move in pain, right? Because the pain builds, right? It gets harder to move, right? When you have arthritic pain, it starts from 0 and builds during the day all the way up to the highest level, which is level 10, right? And then it goes back down when you lay down. Well, like I said, I'm sitting on the cushion, sitting on the chair, slowly doing the QB all night long from 8 to now, right? And did it maybe 30 minutes. I also watched Defenders. Marvel's the Defenders a little bit. At least the first episode, right? I also watch some of the kids say that are the Stains, and I also watch. But self-righteousness is censorship. See, the Bible doesn't tell you what to call human waste. Why? You call it whatever you want to call it, right? If you call it shit, who says you can't? Some crazy Christian who's self-righteous and sending their own child to hell for saying it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what they're doing? Self-righteousness, if you tell someone they're going to hell for it, if you even think the word shit, you're going to hell for it. And that's how Satan does it. He sends you to hell for what you want to send someone else to hell for. You're condemning them. Especially if it's a common word used today that applies towards human excrement. Which is another way you can say it. I gotta take an excrement today. Right. Right. Okay, but I think shit sounds better to me. What about you? What about you? I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure what you're talking about, and I don't have a problem imagining it either. Right? What you doing? What you doing? I do it too. I take a shit now and then too. Like with South Park, though. Though I'm doing it in a different, what's the word, script than they did. Right. I'm talking about it, though, more educationally wise, right? And the word fornication, unlawful carnal knowledge, which you also call fuck. Well, what does that word mean? Sex without being committed to the person you're having sex with. But Israel shall not have a harlot among them. Israel's daughters shall not sleep with Shechem and go to Shechem's house where Shechem makes love to her, and then her brothers overreact and murder them. Oh, no. Hear what we're saying? Crazy? Should he deal so with our sister when you're not the one to give her away and she went to Shechem's house willingly? No. The man didn't drag her there, did he? He didn't kidnap her and bring her to his city. No. She went there willingly several times. She was sneaking out, as they say. She had sex with him, right? Because he's seducing her and she's a young lady, right? Why do you think, though, the brothers were angry? Because they were overzealous in their confusion about who gave her away. Anyway, right. That was Jacob's choice, right? To let her marry Shechem, which was the request, right? Shechem didn't just want sex with Diana, right? Or Dina, I'm sorry. He wanted to marry her and be her husband, right?